This is amazing. They actually made yoga pants called V-Threads. If I could make a V-Shred comedy skit, it would literally be that, introducing yoga pants by Vince. V-Threads. Brilliant. To be fair, that looks exactly like a Vince squat tutorial. We are on the right page. Get toned, defined. A plank does a 4-minute workout. I think I read that right. Bad eyesight and all that. 2 million subs. Your support is changing lives. Yeah, the financial lives of the team behind it. And so VShred has a TikTok. I should have connected the dots, but never did. But here we are, better late than never. And it's just full of garbage, poor information, terrible supplements, and a sales funnel to the website, aka the fitness industry, which makes Vince enough money that he can live in a house like that. Vince is doing his best Kino body impression there.
You want to know what's crazy and what's sad about the fitness industry when it comes to getting in shape? People are making all these different fitness programs, but they're not talking about the most important piece, which is making sure that the program actually fits your body type.
And so somatotypes were created as a way of determining people's behavior, their personality traits, in the 1940s by a guy called William Sheldon, where people were classified according to their height, their limb length, their weight. You may say that sounds very general for such a complicated thing such as a human body. You are correct.
We over here at VShred created a free body type quiz.
And so he did this to, for example, determine how aggressive people were, not for body recomposition potential.
Based on your body type, and then also has a little hidden surprise at the end of it.
And he came up with 3 body types for, everyone on the planet.
If you're looking to get in shape, understand if you're an ectomorph, a mesomorph, or an endomorph.
A mesomorph is muscular, basically an absolute unit.
And aggressive.
The ectomorph is tall, thin, awkward. And the endomorph is short, fat, and jolly. I'm not joking. That was Sheldon's conclusion. And so this was not meant to assess body recomposition potential at all. But the fitness industry has taken somatotypes and run with it because it's an easy way to package fitness to sell it to people. Fitness is nuanced. It's variable in nature. It very much depends on many factors. How you train, how you eat, for example. But that is hard to sell. What is easy to sell for Christmas is, here's your body type. Here's a program on my website. Go buy that. Santa Claus is coming to town.
If you're trying to bulk up, the last thing you need to do is follow some weight loss plan that's not going to work for you and your body type.
In-depth analysis right there.
And don't worry, he's well qualified, Lord Vince. It is a cookie cutter way of making money. I need a breather. Here's some more V-Threads. Buttery soft would explain this page.
What's going on, everyone? This is Vince with VShred.com.
Rant over. I'm sorry, I probably just forgot to take my fruit and vegetable supplement today. If you hate the awful taste of most health foods, you need to try this. That is a so-called health and fitness professional telling you that if you hate the taste of health foods, buy his supplement. Or, try eating actual fruits and vegetables. Or my BCAA. Legit supplement, rubbish. Of course, they do the test booster, as does Callie, as does Michael. I got a video on that. Burn fat while you sleep supplement. I have a video on fat burners also, with this man on the thumbnail. Could this be the same exact physique with different angle, lighting, and flexing in one picture? Surely VShred wouldn't use that old tactic. So a protein isolate is a legit supplement. Valid, good. They can sell that. That's very good. Broken clock is right twice a day, and if you throw excrement at a wall, it does stick or something like that. But the marketing is trash. Most people don't get enough protein, so you need to supplement. That is the fitness industry right there. Jim Stepani approves that message. Now, apart from the very big generalization there, no, a protein isolate can be a very good tool that people may use for convenience if it fits around their training with their travel and their work and their family life and all these things. And so it can be very convenient to have a protein shake so you can actually hit your macros for a certain day. But it doesn't mean that most people aren't eating enough protein. That's just not correct. But however, for some people on a certain day, they may be lower in their protein. So a protein shake can be useful to get to their goal on that day. But that would be a nuanced way of explaining it, which would state that it's almost not mandatory and not needed, but it's a decent product that you may take. But that's not how people explain it.
On our website at VShred.com. So go there, take that free quiz right at the homepage, and I'll see you there.
And so you could be any one of those 3 somatotypes depending on your training and nutrition at a specific point in time. You put on a lot of body fat, you could be seen as an endomorph. If you put on a lot of muscle and lose fat, you may be seen as a mesomorph. If you lose a lot of fat and you don't build muscle, you can be seen as an ectomorph. And Christian Bale is the poster example of this, where, for example, he changes his physique between films. And so you could say in one of those pictures, he's a mesomorph. In one, he's an endomorph. In one, he's an ectomorph. This is the same guy. And so to be clear, of course, genetics play a huge role in your body composition potential and your athletic performance potential, for example. Factors such as your muscle to bone ratio, your muscle fiber ratios. We can think, for example, sprinters who will have a high ratio of type 2 fibers to type 1. Absolutely, genetics are valid, and there's many concepts we can consider for how much muscle we can grow, for example, but not these generic somatotypes as the way to assess yourself. They are very simply a generic snapshot of where you are at a specific time in your fitness journey. And so here's a quick example for you. Let's take a mesomorph and an ectomorph. Let's call them both Vince, and the goal is to grow muscle. And so what are the differences in scientific training principles for these two body types? Well, they're both going to use progressive overload in their training. They're both going to have to use consistency and periodization. They're both going to use dynamic contractions. They're going to hit muscles from multiple angles. They will be using the same underlying principles of training. Now, what specific exercises they use, what exercise rep ranges they use, and the equipment and the tools and all that, it depends on the person, the unique characteristics and needs of a person, not these general body types that people are shoved into. For example, time availability, people work and commute. How much time do you have for the gym? That may affect your training frequency, your duration of sessions, and your training splits, how you program that, for example. Your medical history, your history of injuries, your age, your competency with certain lifts, your training experience. Are you a more advanced lifter, and therefore you may want to use more diverse methods of progressive overload for muscle growth as you are closer to your muscle growth potential? Are you a new lifter where, for example, you may just use increasing the weight as your primary overload method because you've just started on this process and your nervous system is very open to these changes? What equipment does your gym have? What about intangible factors? What training protocols are you enjoying doing at the moment? That can relate to your adherence with training and your consistency, which is also valid. There are so many variables to consider for how you train, but not this restrictive generalization and stereotyping of somatotypes. That, in my interpretation, is a marketing tool that people use to set their programs aside from the competition. People in the fitness industry are looking for their unique angle of fitness so that they can sell something to you, where in essence, actually, fitness is very simple in essence, and there are underlying scientific principles, and how you adapt them, how you apply them, very much depends on you. And I'm aware that there's a 1 to 7 scale of somatotypes where, for example, you can be a 171 mesomorph and all that. Irrelevant to the underlying scientific principles of training when you have a specific goal. And indeed, using somatotypes limits yourself. It restricts you in your training and your aspirations. Regardless of these categorizations, you can grow muscle, you can lose fat, you can get stronger, you can get faster. Who cares how much muscle you have compared to the person next to you? Focus on yourself and your journey. Maximize what you have. Does a mesomorph use 6 reps for bench press and an ectomorph 10 reps? What are these magical differences that are being projected? Is there a hackamorph section in the gym? Because somatotypes are not nuanced, they're not variable in nature, they're a one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter generic approach which were not intended for body recomposition anyway. Try out this dumbbell only upper body workout from your own home. All fine, but I'm confused. Which somatotype is this for? I mean, all 3 of the body types can use resistance training, but it's not stated in this post which one of the body types is this for. I mean, I'm giving a public service announcement here. Do not do a dumbbell shoulder press until we know what somatotype that is suitable for.
We over here at VShred created a free body type quiz.